Welcome, everyone. We'll get started shortly. Welcome, everyone. Welcome. Hey, Ray. Welcome, Ray. Hey, Gerald. Welcome, Gerald.
Hey, all right.
Welcome, everyone. Hello, Xavier. Welcome. Welcome, Gary. Welcome. Hey, Charity. Welcome, Charity. Hey, Stella. Welcome, Stella. This evening is Q&A. All right, guys. Welcome, everyone. This is our Q&A class. All right, so our Q&A class. I'm going to share my trading screen here. So any questions you guys might have this evening, this is the time. All right, so whether it's questions on the trading systems, all right, any trades that you're in, you want to take a look at, any questions at all, right? But pertaining to trading. All right, so the systems, the markets, anything in general. All right, so welcome, everyone. Welcome. Any questions you guys want to start with? Any questions out there? Any questions on anything? Any questions on the rotation? On the rotation in Forex right now, you guys should have some questions on that. All right. Any questions off the bat? And then I'll go through the markets here. All right. So as I go through this, just stop me if you guys have any questions. You know, the dollar pulled back a bit, right? It closed down, and it's, you guys can see it right here. It closed down a bit here. Nothing to be concerned with as far as the rotation. Hey, Tracy, welcome, Tracy.
Hello.
All right, hello. but some of the pairs have closed, right? So some of the dollar pairs have closed. Some, they've pulled back a bit. All right, the market was up a little bit today. All right, but this is when you guys are going to get tested. All right, if you look here, it's still holding solid, right? So all green candles. This is the dollar index. All right, we're still looking for the high right here, and we were moving up nicely overnight and then pull back. All right, we got up to about right here, this candle right up here. All right, so near that breakout. All green candles, excuse me, all green candles still in a decent markup phase. This is still a concern right here, this purple support and resistance. So we really need to stay and hold above this resistance here. Currently, we're above it, but we need to hold above it. All right. If it breaks down, then we'll know. All right. So not a major concern with the index, the dollar index. We do have on the let's see here, monster scalper, we have a few dollar pairs that have closed. All right. If anyone is in USD PLN, we want to close that. All right, we want to close it. So look through your trades. All right, look through your trades. All right, USD HUF, right? That we should be out of that. Okay. Right. USD DKK, red candle currently here. All right. I would, you could wait until the candle closes. This is a current candle right here. All right. USD CZK, I would close this one. Well, we don't have a buy signal here. We don't have a buy signal on this one. USD CNH, that's holding. Is anyone, which pairs are you guys in? Which pair, are you guys holding any pairs, any dollar pairs? Ray, you out? You're not in holding anything? All right. Anyone else? Anyone else holding any dollar pairs? Okay. So Ray, you think the dollars, the rotation is failing? Yeah, I can't hear you.
Okay, you got me now?
I can hear you now. Yes.
I'd have to say I'm a 50-50 on that one, because of the tremendous moves on the downward motion today.
Yeah, it's a surprise. That's a surprise move, right?
You did say it yesterday. I mean, you did say that the dollar pairs, keep an eye on it because anything can happen, and it is true. Anything can happen.
Yeah.
And it seemed to be going well last night, and then this morning I just kind of saw it failing. So
Yeah.
I said, well, let me bang out now and just take a look at it and keep an eye on it.
Yeah. It hasn't totally failed yet. Okay, but it is the index isn't as bad, right? But the pairs, that's surprising, right? So the index is still holding, right? The index is still holding, but the pairs, they are failing quite a bit. Hey, Zaire. Hey, Zaire. So, and that's why right now we don't want to really trade heavy. We really need to get above this resistance and start moving higher to really move higher. Okay. Let's see here. Anyone else, Zaire? Are you in any of the dollar pairs?
No, I'm not, David. I was in USD CHF, but I got out because it started to fail. So I'm like,
You got out.
yeah.
All right. I mean, yeah, I mean, it's up to you guys, right? And it's better to be cautious. Okay. We are high. We are trading high, right? The high of the chart. So that's a concern. All right. We're not near that markdown phase. All right. So it is a bit risky. So just be careful. Let's see here. Yeah, we could see right here. We are near the highs, right? See right here. So we gotta, if we really get going, we gotta break through this resistance right here. All right. All right. Any questions? Any questions for me on anything? Any questions?
I got one quick question.
Okay.
Would you say that maybe possibly the euros are on the way up, being that they're almost all on the top 18 or so?
Yeah, let's take a look. Let's take a look here. We've got some new ups, right? New ups there in the euro. So that's, I don't know why that's up there, but EURNOK, that looks good. All right. Hey, Tylak, welcome.
Hey, David.
Hello, EURNOK. All right, so EURNOK, EURZAR. All right, EUR. And usually the dollar pairs and the euro pairs will kind of go together. So EURZAR. All right, that looks good. EuroCAD. All right, that has a buy signal. So EuroCAD. So we've got 3 with buy signals. And that's a big group. The Euro group is a big group. Let's see here. We might have, we'll see, Ray. EURSEK. All right, has a buy signal moving nicely. Euro pound. Euro pound, buy signal, purple support. Now, these are all very similar to the dollar where they're trading near the highs of the chart, okay? All right, so Euro pound, Euro New Zealand. Euro New Zealand, nice trade here. All right, nothing here. Euro Aussie, choppy, but buy signal was all the way down here. Ray, are you in any of the Euro pairs?
Not yet. I
Not
kind of
yet.
just been watching them all day, and I kind of noticed that they were kind of sneaking up.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so I don't know if the dollar pairs failed because of this whole interest thing going on Thursday. I don't know what's going on, but I'm just trying to figure it out. But I'm kind of steering towards Euro SEK, to tell you the truth.
All right.
I'll probably hold till like 9 o'clock and see the next candle and then decide what to do from there.
Okay. TRY. Okay. All I'm looking for just buy signals.
Yes, I understand.
Yeah.
That's what I was looking for.
Mm-hmm. Let's see here.
I mean, we did go from over 46 or 48 in the yellow, and now we're looking at, 33. So something's going on.
8. Yeah, so we've got eight pairs with buy signal. 2, 6,
Like a 50-50.
10. So we've got about half of the pairs with buy signals.
I think tonight's going to be the decision. We might get some more bar signals tonight. I don't know.
Yeah. So yeah, if you guys now, if I look at them, a lot of the pairs have moved away from their buy signals. Okay. And this moves with the dollar, right? The euro and the dollar pairs will move together. So we still have to be careful, even with this rotation, right? Even with if you guys decide to trade, right, it's definitely a move here, but it's trading near the high of your chart here. Okay, that's always a concern. And where you were looking at EUR SEK.
I guess all this time trading, I kind of like have my favorites. Some I kind of stay away from. I don't know why. Maybe because I lost a lot of money here and there.
Yeah.
But like I said, I'm not in anything right now. So I'll check it at 9 and then I'll check it again and see what happens with the next candle and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Because it's like you said, euros do follow the USD, so
Yeah.
it can go the same way.
Although the dollar pairs, some of them broke down today, I still favor the dollar because of the dollar index, right? But again, the euro pairs will move. So if you guys can find an opportunity, remember that this is always a concern when we are trading. You see here, right here, pullback, right? Sellers came in and we're sitting right here also. So that's always a concern. Hey, Zaya, you have a question?
Yeah, this question is kind of more for Ray.
Okay.
Yeah, Ray has been doing it for a while, right? You
Oh,
said,
yeah. How many years Ray with us? 3 years?
Probably 3 years, but I think I got into the scalper pretty heavy in the beginning. And I guess since I wasn't listening to David the proper way, I wound up losing and I wound up just saying, I'm not doing this anymore.
Yeah.
And you can ask Dave, he knows. And then got more into stocks. And then one day I just kind of woke up and said, okay, if I'm going to be successful, I got to start going to class. And I think I'm coming along. I think my first bang that was pretty big was in June. Made a lot of money in like a 2-week period. And then that showed me that, you just don't know everything yet. You have to get to class and you have to study and you got to look at the charts and you just can't, wing it basically. So yeah, that's why I'm here.
Right. That's great. So you said you're going to wait until 9 o'clock.
Right. 9 o'clock is the next candle.
But yeah, and it's weird that you said that, but I noticed that also that after about 9 o'clock, 10 o'clock, that's where that's kind of a decision maker that time. That's why I was asking you, like, if you observed that over time or just
what I noticed is depending on what pair you're trading, different parts of the world. So it's just like us, right? We get up at 6, 7 o'clock in the morning and okay, we start trading. So if you're in, say, USD HUF, what time is 7 o'clock in the morning in Hungary? Sometimes that makes a difference, I feel. That's just my own conclusion that I came up with. Some people got to sleep. I mean, it's common sense. So if you're sleeping, you ain't trading. So I kind of follow the time schedule too of all the pairs around the world. And I've noticed that some pairs, like you said, like at night, really at night is when it really seems to be happening a lot of the time. Because I know David doesn't sleep. So I know that for a fact.
Yeah.
But I've noticed like between 9 and 12 o'clock, sometimes at 1 o'clock in the morning, our time, things pop. And it'll pop all the way to 5 o'clock in the morning. Then 5 o'clock in the morning comes, and then there's a pullback.
Yep, you're right. And that's what happened with I went in the Great Britain JPY, and was it Thursday, and I came on like a Friday. I sold it because as soon as I saw that sell signal, I'm like, look, I'm gonna take it. So
Right.
that's why when you said what you said, I'm like, it's something that you observe, or you know what I mean?
Yeah. And
But
there's another thing. There's something else I've observed too. Me and Tyler are pretty much on the same page. I don't know about Dave, but I've noticed that on Fridays, we always get a pullback on Fridays, like approaching closing time. And basically, if you think about it, there are people that do this full time. So they're working they're not going to, Sunday's usually a little slow. So I always wait till either Sunday night or Monday morning to really start trading, because I kind of feel that everybody else in the world is taking their weekend off. And then Monday comes and everybody's getting to work Monday morning. But then Thursday comes, okay, did I make my money Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday? I'm going to pull my money out, enjoy my 3-day weekend, and then hit it again on Monday. I don't know if I'm correct with that, but I've kind of observed that. What do you think, Dave?
Yes. All right. So there is usually a turn on Thursdays. Okay, so on Thursdays, there's usually, so whatever is usually whatever, no, it's not exact, it's not every time. But whatever, usually the trend changes on Thursdays. Okay, so whatever was going long tend to go short. All right. Just a pullback, and yeah, a lot of times it's traders just closing positions. Fridays is generally not a good day to trade, especially for Forex. All right. It can be for equities too. Not a good day, but particularly for Forex, Fridays are not a good day it's not a good day to trade. Holidays are not good to trade Forex. All right. Your volatility will come in the, we're talking about Forex now. All right. So your volatility will come in the mornings. Okay. So the Asian market, so we have 3 markets. So the Asian market, so if you guys look here, and as Forex traders, this is good to know. All right. If we trade on a smaller time frame, let's say a 30-minute time frame, or even a 60-minute time frame, you have to be up. If you're going to be in the trade early morning, right, you need to be up. All right. Forward time frame, not as critical. All right, not as critical. But so the Aussie, New Zealand, and yen pairs, right, that's in the Asian market. So that market is opening up now, right? 7, 8, right, 8:39, right? You're gonna get some movement here. The movement will be based on data that's coming out. Okay. So I want to show you guys something here. Not that you guys should do this, but it's good to know. Sometimes when movements happen, it's good to know why the movements are happening. All right. I'm going to share my screen here. All right. So if you guys look here, and those of you who you still want to follow. This is called Forex Factory, and it has all the news that are coming out. I don't use it anymore. Let's see here. Here's the calendar here. All right. So if you guys look here, that's the calendar for let's see, Monday. All right. So this is the data coming out. If it's red, right, that's a big deal. All right. You guys see that here? If it's red here, so that's the Aussie. So that's at 9:30 p.m. and that's tonight. All right. And that's the Aussie, and that's monetary policy meeting, right? That's red. So expect the Aussie to really move. All right, because that's a big, so at right here 9:30, right, this evening, right, we've got news coming out. So here's the time, and it's Eastern time, and then it's the Aussie, right, the Aussie, and it's red. If it's yellow like this, you don't have to concern yourself with it. Right? If it's orange, then it's important news, but the red one, that's what moves the market. So sometimes you guys might be in a position, right? And you see a big spike, right? Either up or down. That's what's happening, right? Right? It's the data that's moving. Now on a smaller time frame, it's gonna get you out of the trade. Sometimes on even a 240, it might kick you out of the trade. You guys have seen that, right? But on a smaller time frame, definitely that's going to happen. All right. So if we go down now, let's go here. I want to show you guys. So it's called Forex Factory. Don't trade off the news. All right, but as Forex traders, it's good to know, right? So if you're in an Aussie position, right? Let's say Aussie yen or Aussie Swiss or any, and so it's 7:30 right now, and you're in a position. Just know that, hey, at 9:30, at 9:30, big news is coming out that might influence your position. All right. So if you've got capital, a lot of capital on there, you just might be, want to take precautions. All right. It's a good tool. It's a good tool. All right. Don't use it to trade, just use it to kind of manage. You can use it to kind of manage and manage things a bit. All right. I want to show you guys. Okay, so let's go down. Okay, here. In the afternoons, right here is FOMC. So FOMC, that's big, right? All right. So FOMC, that's usually on Wednesdays at 2 p.m. So right here, all that red here. All right, all that red here. Look here. So big news. All right, that's big news coming out. All right, and so that would affect the dollar pairs, all the dollar pairs. So that's the Fed, that's interest rates, right? Right, all of that. All right. Let's see here. Swiss, if you guys look here. So on Thursday, the 22nd, right? Look at the Swiss, right here, the Swiss. And that's at 3 a.m. in the morning, right? 3 a.m. to 4 a.m. All right. Big news coming out right here. Big news right here. All red. That's what we want to pay attention to. All right. And you had mentioned the pound Zaire. All right. Here is 7 a.m. Right. 7 a.m. Right on the pound. Right. See right here, big news coming out here. Okay, policy, right? Interest rates, right? Bank rates, all right? And that's 7 a.m. All right. So you're right, from about, okay, from really 7, 8, you're not going to get a lot of data in the evening, you will. All right, but the big movements will be around 1. You guys mentioned it, 1, 2 a.m. all right, all the way down to about, I would say about 8:30 is when the data will finish, right? On the US, for the US market, our market, we call it the New York session. So there are 3 sessions, right? The Asian session, the London session, and the New York session. All right, let's see here. Let's see here, hold on. So if we look here, right, if we look here, this is on Friday. That's this Friday. And we don't talk about the news a lot, the data, right? But it, as Forex traders, it's good to, I don't follow it, right? I mean, but as new traders, it's good to kind of pay attention to learn, right? What's going on. So here's the euro, that's 3:15 a.m. That's big news, right? So that's big news that could influence our trades. All right. So, and then here 3, that's euro, and then at 3:30, another big move. Whenever it's red like that, that's big news, and they will push the market one way or the other. All right, one way or the other. I wouldn't pay attention to what's expected. All right, what's the forecast and what's the actual, because I mean, they're gonna move it either way, right? And then euro here, and then at 4:30 the pound. So that's the euro, and then the pound here. So the euro, all that data is coming in at 3:15 all the way to about 4, and then from 4:30 you've got the pound. Okay, the pound coming in with data. And then at 9:45 a.m., right? So right after the market opened, the US, there is some US data coming in. And then on Friday again, the Fed, right? The Fed speak, all right? And then that's at 2 p.m. Okay, so it will influence your trade. So when you see big spikes, either way, you see a lot of volatility, that's what's happening. There is news coming in. Generally, the news will follow, will really go with the existing trend. Okay. Okay. But you will get, you know, if you're going up like this, right, you will get this sometimes, right, because of the news. All right. But usually, the data is supporting, you know, the data is supporting the trend, either long or short. All right. So good question. Good question. Zaya, does that help a bit?
Yes, it does.
Okay.
Thank you.
Does anyone show Zaya? Does anyone use anything like this? You guys use anything like this?
You mean as of today?
Yeah. As of today. Yeah. It will mess you up if you totally rely on this, right? It's not good to totally rely on it, but it's good as education. If you trade smaller time frames, absolutely. So if you're looking to you know, scalp, and you're looking to scalp the move, right, then you can do that, right? You can use that data, but it's you know, it's crazy to try to do that. All right. But just know that the way you can use it is if you are, let's say for instance, we are waiting near a support area or resistance area, right? And you might have a small position or no position at all, right? And you're waiting for that data to kind of help you break out. Okay, so you could be in a position holding, all right, and waiting for the volatility to come in from that data to break out. Okay, but it's I don't use it. I don't think it's necessary. I think that just the price action is good enough. All right, the price action will right over here. You guys can see here. If you guys look here. I think this is good to learn, just to learn, you know, rather than being blinded by the moves, right? So if you look here, high impact expected. You guys see that here? Right? You guys see that?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. So high impact expected. So that means high volatility, high movement, right? When it's red like this, when it's like orange right here, medium impact expected, right? Right here, and then low impact expected. Okay, so these are low impact. Okay, so you don't need to pay attention to those. Medium impact, right? I mean, you can, you know, you can look at those, but the red, these are the high impact. They will definitely move. They will definitely move the markets. Okay. A way to manage things. Let's say you guys are in a position and you're looking to scale up. All right. You could wait. Right. You could wait on the news to come in to scale up. Okay. So you can use it, but just don't use it as a trading signal. Don't use it as a trading signal. All right. But it's pretty good. It's called, this is perhaps there are others out there. I've used this one for years, right? For a long time. Like I said, I don't bring it up as much anymore. But Forex Factory is a good one. And you can just have it, you know, if you have several screens, you can just have it on the side, you know, as a reference, and it will update automatically. Okay. All right. I think perhaps the most important takeaway is that just know that the news out there, the data will influence the movement. Okay. All right. Any other questions? Anything else?
Hey, David, you said that the market recovered a little bit today. Could you just go through the indexes a little bit?
Yes, not enough, Stella, to change anything.
Okay.
All right, not enough to change anything. But yeah, the market was up a bit today. Here is the Dow on the VIX is still at 25. Here we are. This is the Dow. This is on the weekly time frame. Let's move it to the 240 to get a closer look. But you'll notice that it's not enough to change the direction. All right, so Stella, here's the 240, okay, on the Dow. So you can see here, even on the 240, yeah, it was up. The Dow was up just a little bit. All right, not enough to change anything. Let's do a 60-minute. So even on a 1 hour, not enough, but it was up. It was up. I believe it was up today. We'll take a look at the indexes. Let's see here, the sectors. sectors were up. So the sectors were up. Yep. So home construction was up a little bit 2%. But you see here, right? Home builders, materials. So they were up for the day, but still a lot of selling. Technology. Gold is really taking a hit. Gold is really taking a hit. That's surprising with everything that's going on. You would think gold will go to the moon. Biotech right here, all the way down here. Energy give a sell signal today. So energy, crude oil could come down. But nothing here. Look here. Look over here. Right. Right. None. You know. So for the day, they were. You know, some of the sectors were up, but right here. Stock boss. I haven't even looked at stock boss. Still not a lot. Not a lot of stocks here. In stock boss. So. Yeah, the market was up, Stella, but not enough to make any change. Only 2 biotech stocks, right? So not a lot. Let's take a look here. Look at Bullmaster, right? Look at that. So still be careful. Does that help, Stella?
Yeah, thank you.
Okay. Pay attention to your trades. I know you have some equity trades, so pay attention to those. How is your one stock doing?
It's retraced a little bit, but it's
Okay.
holding.
All right. What symbol was that?
It is GTHX.
GTHX?
GTHX.
HX. All right, let's take a quick look. All right, it did pull back, huh?
Yeah.
All right. Okay, so I would watch if it gives you a white candle, Stella, tomorrow, get out.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay, I'll watch it.
Yeah, if it gives you a white candle tomorrow, if it opens white,
Mm-hmm.
I would say don't even wait for it to close. Get out.
Okay. All right.
With the condition the market is in, I mean, you can move up higher, but with the condition the market is in, and you're right here at resistance right here, you know. Look at that right here. So yeah, you don't want it to. So, you know, we've got pretty good resistance here. All right. And here it is right here. This is where it failed before. Here's where it failed before, right? And so we're right here. So it's holding right now. You've got a green candle. You got purple support and resistance right here, right? It really needed to, and it's been holding pretty strong, pretty steadily, right? But just keep an eye on it. Don't wait for a red candle. If you wait for a red candle, you might get something like this. All right, and then your entry was here, right? I would rather, you know, I mean, to be safe, you might just want to close it in the morning.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. You know, take your profits, and there'll be other opportunities, but you know, we don't have any bullish signs on for equities right now. And when we see heat seeker going almost flat, I mean, I consider this flat when stock boss is like this, when bull master is like this, right? That's not good. And you know, so You don't have to immediately get out, but I would watch it. If it's pay attention to it at the open. All right. And just see how it does. If the market opens up, watch the market. All right. So you can go on. I do this a lot. If I'm not in front of the system, I have the CNBC app. And I don't pay attention to the news, but just the futures. So you can pull up the CNBC app and look for the futures, right? You'll see the futures, what the futures are doing. So if the futures right now, it's up. Right now, the indexes are up. So that's encouraging. So if they open up in the morning, if they stay up for the day, right, that will help your position. And then you might want to stay in. So you're going to have to trade it if you want to stay in, right? If you want to stay in it, you're going to have to just watch how the market does along with the trade. Okay. But a white candle, absolutely get out. If you want to stay in it right now, which you should based on the system, all right? Because you could get a move back up, but just know that if the market starts to sell, if the market sells off, and it has been bucking the trend, all right? But if the market finished down, the Dow finished down 300 points, 400 points, 500 points, right? You might get some selling here. If you look here, it's been coming down for the last 3 days. So here was the high, the last 4 days. So it wasn't the close. Well, let's look at the close here. This is where it closed here. This is where
Dave, one second. In the after hours, this is up almost 1% after going down.
It's
8%.
up right now.
Yeah, it's up 1% from closing time. I'm just saying after hour trading, sometimes that might help too.
Oh yeah. And
Because-
that's a good point.
Because this system here closes down at what, 4 o'clock, is it?
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know about you guys, I use Robinhood just to see the after hour movements. It sometimes helps your decisions. I mean,
Well, thank you, Ray.
That's a good point.
Robinhood too.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
right now, GTHX,
Right.
it's up.
It's up like 0.7, 0.07, which is not much, but it's on the way up.
Yeah.
So is that going to continue first thing in the morning? In early trading, it's possible.
Yeah.
Again, maybe the Chinese guys over there or something like that are going to jump in this and bring it back up. Who knows?
Yeah. All right. So Stella, yeah, pay attention to that. Okay, you can use that. Just babysit it a bit. Okay. It's at it is at a critical point here, because if it gets below this moving average here, then you're gonna get a white candle for sure. If it really moves down, you'll get a red candle. All right. So the fact that it's right here, the moving average here held it, right? So basically support, right? It's kind of holding their support. But any more selling, you're gonna get a white candle. All right, so hold on to it. You've got a green candle. Hold on, right? If you just want to just take, I wouldn't blame you if you just, took profits on this one, right? I wouldn't blame you. I mean, we want to hold on to this, but it's up to you here. It's up to you. It's up to you. All right. Let's see here. Anything else? Anything else? Does that help, Stella?
Yes, thank you so much.
You're welcome. You're
Yeah.
welcome. You're welcome. But good job holding this. Good job holding this. Yeah, good job. Good job. Good job. Any other questions, guys? Anything else?
Yeah, David, just to pick your brain a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm looking, I know the sellers on the yen pairs are strong for now, right?
Yes.
So take one out and then just ask you to analyze it. Like, CAD JPY for it to, for us to go long. I'm just taking one out of the hat, like CAD JPY.
Okay, to go long,
Yeah, what would you want us to see? I mean, other than the buy signal, but what would you think an area that we need to break?
okay, to break, let's, I want to show you guys two things. So we're gonna take it, the CAD yen, and we're gonna look at it here on the weekly. Okay, on the weekly, it's very strong, right? Very, very strong on the weekly. So that's encouraging. All right. And I'm glad, Zaire, you're not looking to short it. I'm glad
No,
you're not looking to
no,
short
I'm not. None of them. I'm waiting for that rotation.
That's exactly what we want to do, right? So we
Yep.
want to have that pullback, right? That pullback happen, okay? And we're gonna start bringing in Forex dominator, okay? And so the next rotation, we will trade the next rotation. We will definitely trade the next rotation, right? And I'm gonna force all of us to be patient. Just park some capital, a little bit of capital, and just let the thing run, okay? Good markup phase, all green candles, right? Holding here. You got a nice pullback here, right? Nice pullback here. All right. So what we're gonna do is catch this move, right? Catch some of this move here. So it would need to get a buy signal, we would need to get so we would need to get above here. I would say right in here, you might get a buy signal when it gets above here, that moving average, kind of like here, if you look here. But ideally, ideally a break above here, okay? But if we can get above that moving average right here, so above, right about right here, right in here, Zaire, you'll get a buy signal, okay? But the real test will be to break this resistance here. All right, this is really nice resistance, right? Nice build up here, really good resistance. All right, so buy signal here, right? Break this resistance and we could possibly see it move higher. Okay, that helps.
Yeah, David, thanks.
I would put start for our Forex trader, monster scalper trader, start put in a weekly time frame. Don't do a daily, but do a weekly. All right, put a weekly. You can you can always do a 30. We know that, right? You can do a 30, but put a weekly. Right, look at a weekly just to kind of help, because when you look at this here, when you look at the weekly time frame here, right, and then you look at the 240, you can see what's setting up. We can see easily what's setting up. Right, this is just a pullback to continue this trend, right? Right, so all this pullback here is actually this pullback here, this little pullback right here, right? Right, 1 week, there's a first, second, third week right here. That's this pullback. That's this pullback right here. All right, so if we get a buy signal, guess what? We're continuing this move higher. Okay, so that weekly time frame, and we'll spend more time. Spend more time here. Okay,
David, are those all-time highs up there? Or back several weeks or months before? Did they?
I'm not sure, Tyler. Let's take a look at the monthly. Not all-time highs, but pretty close. This goes back to 2008. Let me get more data here. That's a good question. Let's see. Yeah, that's as far back. So here I would say, let's say here is all-time highs, 125, and it's at 108. And this is, look at this move here, right? And it's getting past, it's gotten past here. So their next move could be right here. So not all-time highs, but it's past the most recent high, big high, which was 2014. Yeah. So yeah, and look at this, really nice push there.
Okay, sometimes I look at this, whether it's right or not, and tell me what you think, is that if they've had highs in the past, although that's way past earlier, that way on the left side of the screen there, but I look at it as room to grow still, you know, because pushing for all-time highs is it's kind of difficult, but I mean, that's kind of encouraging, seeing that there's still room to grow, right? For this to go higher and higher.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah. There is nothing stopping it. Okay, so it's gotten past this consolidation in here. This was big, right? We know this was a big area here, right? This whole area here was messy. All right. And then this area here was a bit messy, right? So it's gotten past all through this, and now it's right. It's pretty smooth sailing. Okay. And all, you know, nice, moving up nicely. This on the monthly time frame too, you know. But yeah, I mean, there's no guarantee, you know, but it's good to see. And the weekly looks good. The weekly is very strong, right? Very strong. And I think the important thing to take away is that when we look at the weekly, all right, when we look at the weekly, it forces us to be patient and wait, right? So when we get these pullbacks, right, we're not trying to short it, all right? We're not, you know, we're not getting greedy. It's like, okay, it's just a pullback. We're gonna take our profits. We don't have to try to get everything, right? We're not trying to get the whole trade. We say, okay, this is just a pullback right here, right? We're gonna take our profits, no big deal. But we understand, right, that we're in a nice big trend. All right, so we just wait for the next move. Okay, so Zaire, that's exactly what we want to do. What you're doing, right, is exactly what you want to do, right? All of this here, all this, we don't have to look at every single yen pair, but I can tell you guys, a lot of the yen pairs are setting up the same way. The dollar yen, who had traded the dollar yen? Someone, Ray, you traded the dollar yen, right? And you did well, right? You did well with that trade. So a dollar yen, if you guys look here, all right, on the 240, and let's take a look here. Look at this, right? Look at this on the weekly, all right? And as a matter of fact, it's still holding. All right, so if it closes, gives a sell signal, let it pull back, let it do its thing, let it set up for the next move up, right? The next move up. Don't short it, all right? Don't short it. Just wait.
Speaking of that shorting, there were a couple, I was looking at it a little earlier this evening. The yen pairs, they're giving some short signals on just a couple of them. On the short side, there's some short signals coming through. So I was looking at it as that was going to be the next rotation as far as a short.
No. Nope.
There you go, like that.
Yeah, nope. We don't touch that.
Okay.
Yeah, we don't touch that. Yeah, because if we look at so GBP, JPY, so the pound, all right, look at that. And that's not a great chart, but it's still moving higher. Right? It's still moving higher, not a short. The shorts, when we look at shorts, all right, when we look at shorts, we really want to get a real short. I'm not talking about a trading on a 30-minute, right? A real short on the 240. We really need that weekly closing. We need selling to come in for a while to get a true short. All right, just like we have to get these buys, these great buys are gonna come in on those the buys. All right, if you guys look on the dollar, don't give up on the dollar. Right, don't give up on the dollar. Right, if you look at the dollar pairs, right, let's find, right, you know, they're moving higher, right? I know USD HUF, I think we want closed, right? So, you know, close them on the 240, but still be aware, right, that they're in a trend. They're in a trend. So they're just taking a break. All right. So when they take a break on the 240, we take a break, right? And then when they start, you know, that's the rotation. When they start moving again, we'll get back in. All right. But look at the weekly. Look at the weekly, guys. Pay attention to the weekly. All right. Pay attention to the weekly. All right. All we're doing on the 240, just like let's say we had the 240 and we trading the 30 and we scalping the 30, right? We're using the 240 as our foundation, and we're using the 30 to scalp that trend. That's what we're doing on the weekly. So we're using the weekly, right, as our foundation, and we're gonna be doing more of this. We're gonna be doing more of this. Okay, so we're gonna use the 240 to catch these runs here. The daily, we can't really do it on the daily. All right, the daily and the 240, they're too close. Okay, they're too close. All right, but on the weekly, we might get to the point where we do it with equities too, with stocks too, and it works out. It works really well with stocks. All right, so we might do some things where you guys now have the confidence. That's the thing, right? The confidence to stay, not only stay with the trades, because Stella, if you look here, if you want some encouragement, and we've looked at your we've looked at the larger time frames here, but if you, and we'll end with this. We'll end with this. Let's see here. If we do a weekly time frame, yeah. If we do a weekly time frame right here, you'll see your weekly is still intact. It pulled back a bit, right? It pulled back a bit, but it's still holding, all right? But you're always going to trade here, right? You're always going to trade here, all right? But it's always good to watch here, all right? Okay, but definitely for Forex, we're going to do more of this, right? So that we're not shorting against. This is a big trend. These are big moves happening in the dollar and in the yen pairs. Okay, let's see here. Let's see. I know the pound pairs have been moving lower. If you wanted to short, right, this is what you would be shorting. All right, so if we wanted to short, right, if you wanted to look for short opportunities, then the pound pairs, right? So you would go to the pound here, right? So we would go short here. So we know that, see right here, and then we would look for short opportunities only. Okay, so if we want to short, then go here, the pound, right? Pound pairs are going lower, and then you would short that group. I just like going long. I like going long, but you know, easier for the mind. All right, guys, thanks. And I'll see you guys on tomorrow is the beginners class. So Wednesday. See you guys on Wednesday.
All right, good night, Dave. Have a good
All
one.
right. All right. Thanks, Ray. Good night, guys. Take care.
All right, thank you, David.
All right. Thanks, Tylek. Bye-bye. Bye, Stella. Bye, Gerald. Take care, guys.